All right, now, so if you use your graphing calculator, you can easily get the shape of the graph. Okay, so I'm not going to do the easy part. I'm going to do the harder part, and that is, can you analyze the maximum rate R value and the minimum R value, and do you know when they would appear? So if you look at cosine theta, you ask yourself, when is cosine theta equal to 1? And we say, well, cosine theta is equal to 1 when theta is equal to 0. So when theta is 0, cosine theta is 1. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. So the maximum radius, or maximum R value, it's 4 when theta is 0. Well, what about the minimum? Well, minimum is when theta is equal to pi. Cosine pi is -1, so you have 2 minus 2, which gets you 0. So that means facing pi, you have a point right here at the origin. Now, other values that's worth mentioning here is that when you have theta equals to pi over 2, well, what's the R value? Well, cosine pi over 2 is 0. So that would be just right here. And then if you have 3 pi over 2, it would also be 0 for cosine. So R value would also be 2. So now, so you look at all these 4 points, and if you don't have an idea what the shape is like, you're like, is it a triangle? And we say, no, it's not a triangle. It's something called like a little heart shape. Okay. Maybe it takes a little bit more imagination to see the heart, but it's like a heart. Okay. So we call this kind of shape a cardioid. Okay. So a cardioid would always have this kind of feature. Okay, that it has a little sharp turn at the origin. Okay, it has a sharp turn at the origin, and hey, it's cosine, so look at the orientation. You know, the big part of it, it's still aligning on the x-axis. And then in contrast, when we look at the sine theta, we say, hey, what's the maximum R value? Well, it'll still be 4, but it is 4 when theta is equal to pi over 2. And the rate, the R value will be 0 when theta is equal to 3 pi over 2. Okay. And other theta values that are worth mentioning here, it'd be 0 and pi, because sine 0 is 0, so R value is 2. Sine pi is also 0, so 2 plus 0 will be 2. So you have these 2 points here. So what you have here is that you have a cardioid that is kind of pointing north and south, like this. So that's the cardioid. Right, so you can see that you have a maximum rate R value, and the minimum R value is always 0. Now you have a better idea after we go through all these 3 sets. Okay,